The first thing, when you're basically doing a cold call, you get somebody on the phone, and this is the first time you've ever spoken to them in your life. Those are the hardest sales to make, right? Like, they don't know you, you don't know them. In my experience, to increase your likelihood of closing that sales, you have to establish trust, and you have to do it quickly. And so you can't dive right into it, but it needs to happen in the first 5 minutes. And I'm going to tell you how I do it in a second, but first I'm going to progress to get there. When I get somebody on the phone, it's the first time that we've ever spoken. I'm going to try to get a chuckle out of them in the first minute, okay? If I can get you to laugh, you're not going to hang up on me. You're going to stay on the phone with me until I'm done talking to you. And you know, you have to pick a few different one-liners. Sometimes I call somebody and they're like,
"Man, you're like the 20th agent to call me today."
I'm like, what? I'm the 20th agent? I was really hoping I'd be number 6. And again, if all I get is a chuckle and everybody else just goes right into their spiel about why they should hire them, you know, like, I make him laugh, I pause, and then it just changes the dynamics of the conversation. It's like, okay, 2 guys talking as opposed to, you know, me getting interviewed and feeling like I'm under the microscope. Once I get a chuckle out of them, I go in question asking mode. Okay, and you control the conversation based on the questions that you ask. And a lot of them are going to be the same for us. It's like, hey, when are you looking to move? You know, where are you going next? As I'm asking them questions, the questions that I ask and then the follow-up statements, I use that time to establish my knowledge and expertise. If somebody says like, hey, you know, we've got a 1,800 square foot house, and well, okay, then that's going to mean you're either going to need this size truck or that size truck. You're showing that you're knowledgeable and you know what it is you're selling, and no doubt about it. First, okay, we try to make them laugh. Then we ask them questions, we pre-screen them. We also use that time to establish ourselves as the leader and the expert. And you try to keep that concise. The first thing that I do when I get somebody on the phone is I identify them on the DISC structure. You guys heard of that before? If you haven't taken it, it's a pretty lengthy process, but I can offer it for free. Normally it's like $180. You gotta know it for yourself, where you are on there. Talking to all of you guys, I do it instinctively now. And it's like, you know, usually when you're in sales, you're a D. And so we're all Ds in this room except for you. I would say that you're an I. And so I is more like people pleaser. And you get really good at just like picking up on these things from very, very short conversations. But D stands for driver, and we don't want our time wasted. If you're selling me something, I want you to get to the point. I want you to make your pitch, and I may still buy from you, but if you can do it in 10 seconds, I don't want you to take 15 seconds to do it, you know? I don't want to go into the microscopic details. I don't need to read every single page of the contract. I want the 10,000 foot level. So if after talking to me for 10 seconds, you start going over a checklist or something like that, man, you're going to lose me. So it's important to know who you're selling to, because you have to take different approaches based on who it is that you're talking to. So that's for a D. Now, if I was a C, I want to know everything. I want to know how much every fee is going to be. I want to know like the different potential packages, options, etc. I'm going to scrutinize the contract. So you have to know, okay, this guy's a C. He's going to want the details. He's going to want me to email him, like whatever it is that I have to share afterwards. And that's what's going to resonate in them. Another thing, this is something that I have to focus on all the time, is mirroring the other person. Have you guys ever heard of that term before?